Okay, this is another update for August 31st, 2015, and we're looking at a water vapor loop for the southwest, and I've got a good loop going here showing the destruction of this very large thunderstorm over northern Mexico. Now, there was just a news flash on television uh, tonight. Right now it's about 11:45 p.m. and Sky Harbor Airport in Phoenix, right around this area right here, was hit with a deluge of rain tonight because some of this weather made it up into Arizona, and very intense weather, a lot of rain. I think it was an inch and a half of rain in a very short time. We'll have to read an article on that and see what actually happened. There's like 57,000 people with no power right now because of this one pocket right here of storms. Now this one right here is the one that they're blowing apart, and we can see some major shock waves on this system right here. Let's go take a look at that right now. All right, here is this is the infrared loop, and get this adjusted a little bit here. Okay, so this is the infrared loop, and we can see some blast waves coming out of the side of this storm, and quite a bit of diminishment after the fact. So this storm was targeted right in the center, right about where the pen tip is, and we see a giant circular blast pattern emerge from the center of that storm. All right, let's take a look at this in the visible light mode, and this is where we can really see the shock wave, the concussion, the heat, this intense heat that's generated from the RF hitting the core of that storm. We can see a blast pattern and very high-speed shock waves leaving from all sides of that storm, mainly up this way and down this way. And let's take a look at that for a second. That storm just disintegrates. And look at the speed at which this side is blown out. It's covering a lot of distance in a very short time. So these cities and towns all along here are experiencing a lot of wind. We've seen that happen here in Southern California. You get a little bit of wind that lasts about 15-20 minutes, and it just stops. Okay, so that's the evidence. That storm is blown apart, and now we can understand why some of these are being blown apart. This is a huge storm, almost the size of Arizona. If you were to take this and stick it in Arizona, you could probably fill most of that area with that storm, and it's mostly all red too. So there are good purposes for these transmitters. However, when we continually block storms so that California has no rain, like we've seen the last 4 years, where they park a high pressure here and no rain gets into California, then we have to start questioning who's running these transmitters. All right, and that's the kind of the point I'm trying to make by making these videos, is that obviously there's good reasons to be able to control the weather, and there's bad, and mostly it's bad because California's in a drought. But here we have a moisture field right here, and we can see that LA, right where the pencil tip is right there, this is going to go right over the top of LA, and there's some rain in that area right there. But what we'll probably see is a lot of chemtrailing in the skies. And this is another example, and I hope I'm wrong about this, but we'll probably see these skies full of chemtrails tomorrow to prevent that from prevent convection and any rain over these mountains here. So we're going to keep an eye on that, but I just want to make those points that there's no reason to continue to block the rain in California, other than for financial means. That would be the underlying motive. I think the most logical excuse for all of this happening. You know, that follow the money. Okay, so here we go. That storm is blown apart. That is a huge storm, and it is just destroyed. And the entire loop, that's a 7.5 hour loop we're looking at. That storm is completely destroyed. And this is the article here. Major monsoon storm. Let's see if we can get this up in the right here. It's channel 5. Get this out here so we can see it. All right. 57,000 people without power right now in the valley, Phoenix Valley. Okay, flash flood warnings, all the rest of it. Okay, so anyway, that's the point, is that there's good and bad reasons to be able to do what they're doing here. So let's end the drought and let a little bit of rain into California so we can end the drought. That's the message. Okay, that's it.